stop scrolling, because if you're over 60, this new banking rule could quietly drain your pension before you even notice. The NCA just issued an urgent warning that scammers are already weaponizing this change to impersonate your bank and steal your monthly income. And here's the real kicker. Yes, your pension is increasing this year, but that extra cash is exactly what fraudsters are targeting right now. They're counting on you being distracted by the good news, so you'll ignore the red flags. This isn't fear-mongering, it's a playbook, and they're using your own trust against you. Before you cash that check or click that link, you need to know the 3 golden rules the NCA says could save your savings. I'll break down exactly what's changing, what to watch for, and how to lock your account down in under 2 minutes. Don't be their next victim. Hit that like button right now so more pensioners get this life-saving alert before it's too late. So now that I've got your attention, let's really break this down, because what's happening right now is nothing short of a perfect storm for pensioners across the country. You've got this huge bank rule change that's slipping in under the radar. Your pension is going up, which is fantastic news, don't get me wrong, but criminals are already weaponizing that excitement and confusion to drain accounts. And the National Crime Agency is so concerned they've issued an urgent public warning, which doesn't happen every day. So what is this new scam? What does the bank rule actually mean for your money? And how do you protect yourself without living in fear? Stick with me, because I'm going to walk you through every single detail so you can spot these traps from a mile away. First, let's talk about this banking rule change, because this is where things get really interesting and a little bit concerning. There's new legislation called the Public Authorities Fraud, Error and Recovery Bill that's been making its way through Parliament, and it's giving the Department for Work and Pensions some pretty significant new powers. Under this bill, banks are being ordered to monitor the accounts of people receiving certain benefits, including pension credit, and share data with the government to crack down on fraud and error. Now, on the surface, that might sound reasonable, right? We all want to stop fraudsters from stealing taxpayer money. The government says it could save nearly £10 billion by 2030 through these measures. But here's where it gets sticky, and this is exactly what the scammers are exploiting. Banks are being forced to share information about your accounts with the DWP, and in some cases they're actually forbidden from telling you that they've done it. Let that sink in for a moment. Your bank could be handing over data about you to the government, and they're legally not allowed to inform you. Now, the DWP insists that they won't have direct access to your bank accounts, and any decisions affecting your benefits will be made by a human being, not just an algorithm. But charities like Age UK and Silver Voices are deeply concerned, and they've written open letters warning that this amounts to unprecedented population-wide mass surveillance. They're worried about innocent pensioners getting dragged into lengthy fraud investigations simply because an algorithm flags something unusual in their account, like paying a big bill or even winning a small amount on the lottery. Can you imagine being investigated for fraud just because you replaced your boiler or treated yourself to a holiday with your savings? It's terrifying. And here's the really crucial part that the NCA is warning about. This new rule creates a massive opportunity for scammers. Criminals are now posing as bank officials or even DWP representatives, contacting pensioners and claiming there's an issue with their account under these new monitoring rules. They might say something like, "We've noticed suspicious activity on your account under the new government monitoring scheme. We need you to verify your details to stop your pension from being frozen." It sounds official, it sounds scary, and it sounds just plausible enough given everything that's going on. The NCA has reported that financial fraud is the most frequently experienced crime in the UK, and these scams are getting more sophisticated by the day. Fraudsters are using artificial intelligence to clone legitimate communications, making their phishing emails and texts look almost identical to the real thing. They're even using number spoofing, so their calls appear to come from your actual bank's official number, Now let's add the pension increase into this mix because that's the second part of the trap. From this month, the state pension and pension credit have risen by just under 5%, which puts up to £575 extra a year into retirees' pockets. That's a welcome boost for so many people, no doubt about it, but the timing is chaotic. Experts are saying it's creating a breeding ground for mistakes and for criminals. Why? Because millions of pensioners are dealing with multiple changes at the same time. You've got the bank monitoring rules, changes to winter fuel payments, new security checks on tax refunds that are causing delays of up to 6 weeks, and then suddenly a bit more money landing in your account. It's confusing. And when people are confused, when they're unsure who to trust or when a payment is coming, that's exactly when scammers strike. Think about it this way. You're expecting a bit more money in your pension payment. You might also be waiting for a tax refund or a winter fuel payment. You're hearing confusing news about the government monitoring bank accounts. Then you get a call from someone who sounds professional, who knows your name, maybe even knows how much your pension is supposed to be, and they say there's a problem. They say you need to confirm your bank details to ensure you receive the new increased payment, or they might say they can help you unlock a lump sum from your pension early. It feels real because they sound like they know what they're talking about, and that's exactly what fraudsters are counting on. They rely on the fog of uncertainty to slip through your defenses. The classic pension scam has been around for a while, but it's being supercharged by all this new legislation. Typically, a scammer will offer you a free pension review. They'll promise you a guaranteed return, or they'll suggest you can release funds from your pension before the age of 55, which is almost never allowed. They might even use high-pressure sales tactics to rush you into a decision, and once you're on the hook, they'll guide you through transferring your entire pension pot into a scheme they control. Often this money is invested in high-risk or even entirely fictitious funds based overseas. People have lost their entire retirement savings this way. The Financial Conduct Authority even ran a TV advert showing a real victim who lost his entire 40 years of pension savings to a scammer who seemed like a decent guy. It can happen to anyone. HMRC has also been issuing warnings about this, telling people to think twice before accessing their private pension pots. There are schemes out there that promise tax relief or extra income, but they're actually tax avoidance schemes in disguise. If you fall for these, you could end up with a massive tax bill plus interest and penalties because you're still responsible under UK law for paying the correct amount of tax, even if someone gave you bad advice. If you take money out of your pension in an unauthorized way, you could face a tax charge of up to 55%. Imagine thinking you're getting a financial boost, and instead losing more than half of it to the taxman. So what does this all mean for you right now? It means you need to be hyper-vigilant. The NCA and experts are giving very clear advice, and I want you to take this seriously. First and foremost, if you get an unexpected call, text, or email about your pension or your bank account, treat it with extreme suspicion. Since January 2019, there has been a ban on cold calling about pensions in the UK. That means if a company contacts you out of the blue about your pension, it is automatically a scam. Do not engage with them. Do not press any numbers to speak to a representative. Just hang up and delete the message. Second, never feel rushed. Scammers create a sense of urgency to make you panic and bypass your better judgment. A genuine pension provider or government agency will never pressure you into making an immediate decision about your money. If you're unsure about something, take your time. Contact the organization directly using a phone number you know is genuine, not the one the suspicious message gives you. Go to the official gov.uk website or get the number from your latest bank statement. Third, be wary of any offer that seems too good to be true. Promises of guaranteed returns, free pension reviews, or the ability to access your pension early are huge red flags. Scammers are professionals who can sound incredibly convincing. They can create realistic-looking websites and documents, and they often use stolen personal data to sound legitimate. Always check who you're dealing with. You can search the Financial Conduct Authority register to see if a financial advisor is regulated. If they're not on that register, stay well away. And let's talk about the new monitoring powers for a moment. While the DWP will be checking accounts for pension credit and other benefits, they have explicitly stated that they cannot see your transaction history or what you buy. They are looking for eligibility indicators like whether you have more than £16,000 in savings if you're on universal credit. But if you're a pensioner who's just worried about getting scammed, the most important thing to remember is that the government will never call you out of the blue and ask for your bank details to protect your money under these new laws. That is not how it works. If anyone calls you and mentions these new monitoring rules as a reason to verify your personal information, it's a scam. Hang up immediately. I want you to look out for your friends and family too, especially if they might not be as tech-savvy. Scammers are specifically targeting older people who they think might be more trusting or less aware of the latest fraud tactics. Have a conversation with your elderly relatives. Make sure they know about this new warning. Tell them about the cold calling ban. Remind them that banks and the government will never ask for their PIN or full password over the phone. A quick chat could be the difference between them losing their life savings or keeping them safe. If you do get targeted by a scam, or if you suspect a scam is happening, don't feel embarrassed. These criminals are incredibly sophisticated and they trick people every single day. The first thing you should do is contact your bank immediately using the number on the back of your card. Then you should report it to Action Fraud, which is the UK's National Reporting Centre for Fraud and Cybercrime. The more people report these scams, the more information the authorities have to track down these criminals and warn others. There's also a dedicated pension scam helpline you can call for advice. This is a really scary time for a lot of people. You're trying to enjoy your retirement, you're dealing with cost of living pressures, and now you have to be on high alert for sophisticated criminals. The fact that your pension is increasing should be something to celebrate, not something to worry about. But by knowing the tricks these scammers use, by being aware of the new rules and how they can be twisted, you can protect yourself and your money. You're in control, not them. I want you to take one simple action from this video. Pause right now. Think about the last unexpected call you got about your finances and think about how you handled it. If something felt off, it probably was. Trust your gut. If someone is pressuring you, it's a red flag. If you're unsure about anything, just say no and call back on a number you trust. The NCA is warning us for a reason, and we all need to listen. This isn't about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. Thank you so much for sticking with me through all of this. I know it's a lot of information, but it's information that could save you from losing everything you've worked for. If you found this video helpful, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and ensures that more people, especially pensioners, see this warning. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future updates. We have more videos coming about how to stay safe financially and what the new budget changes mean for you. Look after yourself and look after your money. We'll talk again soon.